Have you ever made a mistake so big that you wished the ground would just open up and swallow you whole? We all get a little greedy sometimes, thinking we found the perfect treat, only to realize it's a trap. Well, today you are going to meet a fox who thought he was the smartest guy in the forest. He found something that looked like a delicious giant fruit, but oh boy was he wrong. What happened next? Let's just say he won't be sitting down comfortably for a while. Once upon a time, in a lush, vibrant forest filled with tall trees and singing birds, there lived a fox. This wasn't just any ordinary fox. He was an orange fox with a big, bushy tail and bright white eyes that always sparkled with mischief. He prided himself on being the cleverest animal around. He would often strut through the woods, sniffing the air, always on the lookout for an easy snack. Life in the wild is tough, you know? You have to be smart to eat well. One particularly sunny afternoon, while he was trotting along a path he hadn't explored before, a sweet, sugary scent hit his nose. He stopped, sniffed again, and his eyes widened. It was the smell of fresh sugarcane. He followed the scent until he broke through the bushes and found a magnificent sugarcane field. The stalks were tall and green, swaying gently in the breeze. The fox was overjoyed. He loved sugarcane. He wasted no time and ran into the fields, crunching on the sweet stalks. As he was enjoying his sugary feast, he looked up and froze. There, hanging from one of the tallest stalks, was a strange object. It was round, gray, and quite large. The fox had never seen anything like it. To his greedy eyes, it didn't look like a nest or a home for insects. It looked like a rare, exotic fruit. "My goodness," he whispered to himself, "that must be the grand sugarcane fruit. I've heard legends about this. Well, maybe I haven't, but it looks delicious." His imagination ran wild. He imagined the fruit was filled with honey or the sweetest nectar in the world. He licked his lips, his previous meal completely forgotten. The only thing that mattered now was getting his paws on that gray ball. Without a second thought for safety, the fox approached the stalk. He stood on his hind legs, trying to reach it, but it was just too high. "No problem," he thought. "I'll just shake it down." He grabbed the sugarcane stalk with his front paws and gave it a gentle shake. Nothing happened. He shook it a bit harder. Still nothing. Frustrated, he decided to use all his strength. "Come down, you delicious treat," he grunted, shaking the stalk violently. The gray ball swayed back and forth, and suddenly, a low humming sound began. It wasn't the sound of a fruit falling. It was the sound of trouble. A few angry scouts flew out of the nest. They were hornets, big and furious that someone was causing an earthquake in their home. Before the fox could even process what was happening, one of the hornets landed right on his sensitive nose, and zap, it stung him. "Youch," the fox yelped, jumping back. He rubbed his nose, eyes watering. But did he stop? No, his greed was blinding him. He thought, well, the best fruits are always guarded. Those are just guardian flies. He was determined. He decided to charge at the stalk one last time to knock the prize down. He ran and slammed into the cane, shaking the nest so hard that it almost fell. That was the final straw. The buzzing sound became a roar. Hundreds of hornets poured out of the nest like a black smoke. They formed a dark cloud and dove straight for the fox. Panic finally set in. The fox realized his fruit was actually a fortress of pain. He turned and ran, his tail tucked between his legs. The hornets were faster. They stung his ears, they stung his back, and they stung his bottom. The poor fox ran through bushes, jumped over logs, and splashed through a muddy stream trying to lose the angry swarm. He howled in pain, regretting every decision he had made that day. Finally, he found a dense patch of thorny bushes and dove deep inside, covering his head with his paws. The hornets circled for a while, buzzing angrily, before finally returning to their damaged home. The fox lay there for hours, trembling and sore. The next morning, the sun rose over the forest, but the fox wasn't feeling sunny at all. He slowly crawled out of the bush. He looked like a completely different animal. His face was swollen and puffy, his eyes were mere slits, and he had red bumps all over his body. He limped his way back towards his den. As he passed the sugarcane field from a safe distance, he looked at that gray nest one last time. He didn't see a delicious fruit anymore. He saw a lesson learned the hard way. He tried to maintain his dignity, muttering to the wind, I bet it was rotten anyway. Who eats gray fruit? Not me. But deep down, he knew the truth. Greed had clouded his judgment, and he paid the price with a very sore nose. So, the clever fox learned that not everything hanging from a tree is a treat. It's a funny story, but it reminds us to look closely before we grab things in life. I hope you enjoyed this adventure. If you laughed at the poor fox's misfortune, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And for more fun stories like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next adventure.